20 missed calls from my ex. A dozen different things you wanna ask me. Shut it all down, I wanna feel two different hands on my body. Buying another drink just for me. I'll keep the rhythm steady, rock with me. Let that sink in, I wanna rewrite my own destiny. We've got the same mind, you got me so high. We've got the same mind, I love you all night. We got the same mind, got the same mind. We got the same mind, got the same mind. We got the same mind, got the same mind. We got the same mind, got the same, got the same.
Hey, what's up? Good evening, everyone. Hope you're having a good night tonight. Alright, let's take a look at the total crypto market cap and see how we're holding up. Okay, so on the 4 hour, it's looking like you can still see some clear bullish divergence showing here. Kind of hard to see the RSI here on the smaller time frames. Let's take a look here for a sec. So 5 minute we can see some bullish divergence, but 5 minutes not really that significant of a time scale. With the 4 hour bullish divergence already showing though, that could be another factor to show that we may be in for a reversal back to the upside soon. As you can see, we've already been trying to pump here over today, but we're getting a little pullback here. So if this 5 minute bullish divergence can play out and we can continue to pump and form a new high here, it's looking good for the total crypto market cap. It's all going to depend on how it plays out over the next 48 hours by the looks of it. Can either form a lower low and continue to dip, or if we get that higher high, it's looking pretty strong. Alright, let's take a look at Bitcoin now. A little bit of negative momentum starting to show on the MACD here on the 1 hour. Some more negative momentum showing here on the half hour. On the smaller time frames, it's looking like we might need a little more information here. We do also have some 5 minute bullish divergence showing here on Bitcoin like we just had on the total market cap. Yeah, the next 48 to 72 hours is going to be really important on Bitcoin and for the total crypto market cap, as Bitcoin can either continue to dip, and if we break through this final support that we're at right here, and if we break through this fib level, I believe that would be the 0.5 if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 0.5. So 39,470, this is about the lowest that I want to see Bitcoin going for me to still be bullish on this asset. That would be a 50% retrace from the top of the structure. So that would be a very powerful place for it to potentially bounce if it were to continue to dip from here. But honestly, if it does keep dipping from here, it's not looking that great on Bitcoin. Yeah, pretty well just going to need to wait and see how the next little play here with the divergence plays out. Alright, let's take a look at Ethereum and see how that's doing today. We have some MACD bullish divergence showing right here. So you can see how the MACD, it goes from a lower point here to higher, but the candles, it goes from higher to lower. So that would be a bullish divergence right here on Ethereum for the daily. The RSI's not really looking the best, but the MACD's looking pretty nice on Ethereum on the daily at the moment. The MACD has went slightly lower on the weekly here, so that's a sign that it could continue to the downside, especially if the macro continues to dip. Oh, this is actually looking interesting. It's looking like Ethereum is just holding at the fib level at the moment. Let's see what fib this is. The 382. So, right here off of the bullish divergence, tried to rally, break above, coming back to retest the fib. A bounce here would actually be showing a lot of strength for Ethereum. Yeah, a little wick here too, with the 5-minute bullish divergence also showing on Ethereum as well. Potential bounce area here on Ethereum. Is there any other assets that you guys want me to take a look at tonight? XRP. Let's see how this is looking. Yeah, XRP is still bouncing off of this little line that we had drawn up the other day for divergence. 4-hour bullish divergence is a very powerful divergence. So what we want to see is XRP hop back into this structure, into this parabola curve, and then just start to run up here. Back during the 2017 bull run, I've brought this up the past few days as well. You can see XRP just got a nice pump up here, consolidated into a bull flag, then boom, just a beautiful vertical explosion on this asset from 25 cents up to $3.30, let's say $3.30 roughly. So that was quite the explosive movement there in about the run of a little over a month, I think. Actually, no, that was a month altogether right there. So if we get another month like that on XRP this cycle, you can see it looked kind of like it formed a pennant here, consolidated, boom. It's looking like we just formed a pennant here, consolidation. And if we get that vertical explosion on XRP, it's going to be amazing returns on this asset from here. Especially if it does end up getting a little bit more of a dip, but I want to see this get back into this structure and follow this. And let's take a look at the US stock market and see how we're holding up there. So this would be the Dow Jones, also known as the US 30, the Dirty 30. Yeah, can see that there is some weekly bearish divergence showing right here. Candles are going from low to high, but the RSI is going from high to low. So that's signaling a potential reversal on the Dow Jones and a pullback. It is possible that we just get a pullback to the bottom of this trend line here, but if this were to break, it could be in for a very dirty dump on the US stock market. Dow Jones, NASDAQ, S&P 500, all of them could be in for a nice pullback from where they are at the moment if the bearish divergence ends up playing out on them. And let's just take a look at the NASDAQ here. Kind of harder to see with the MACD here, but you can see the bearish divergence on the RSI here, going from high to low, and then here the candles are just straight up, not vertical, but going up at a pretty nice rate here on the NASDAQ, following the trend line. Every time it touches, it's just been wicking off of it, but same thing with the US 30. If this ends up breaking the trend line here, it could be in for a really strong pullback to the downside. So that's one thing to be cautious about with stocks in the coming weeks. Now let's take a look at Cardano. Still see the 4-hour bullish divergence here. I'm gonna have to get my MACD fixed so we can see the RSI more clearly on chart. Formed a higher high here on the MACD, so that's a good sign. So what we're going to want to see here is likely going to be a higher low and then a break above this fib level here. Yeah, if the macro pulls back, Cardano could end up forming a lower low, which is definitely not something we want to see. But as long as we don't form that lower low, this asset's looking like it could be in for a very powerful pump where it's at now. Yeah, Cardano's looking pretty similar to last night. We're going to need to wait for a bit more information on this asset to really say what's likely to happen here. And let's take a look at some precious metals. So you can see that gold was just in a wedge here for that's quite a lot of weeks there. And once we broke out, came back, retested the trend line, broke out, tried to break above the fib level, came down, formed a higher low, didn't retouch the top, and now it's attempting to break this fib level. If we get a break from here, I'm expecting that to likely go to new all-time highs, and if we break new all-time highs, gold could be in for anywhere to $3,000 to $5,000 at my farthest targets on gold. $3,000 is what I'm expecting for a likely target on gold over the next couple of years. On silver, we could actually see some bearish divergence showing on the 5-minute here. Yeah, same thing with the 15-minute actually, or 30-minute. So you could see how the candles are pretty close to the same, but the RSI goes from higher to lower, so that would be a bearish divergence. If silver were to get a pullback, as long as we bounce off of this support here, silver's still looking fine. The MACD formed a higher high here on the 1 hour. 4 hour definitely could still be looking a bit better. I do like the way that the candles are looking here. You can see how it just wicked all below the support. There's no real thick parts of the candle showing. So this is indicating there's a lot of buyers and buy orders in this area here. So it's attempting to push the price up on silver back to at least this fib level. If it were to break here and form a higher high, 23.45 or higher is what we're going to want to see on silver, and if that's the case, it could be in for a nice rally as well. SHIB's looking pretty nice. 4-hour bullish divergence. You can see that the MACD is actually forming a higher high here on the 4-hour. Bit more buys here, and it would even be higher than here, which would be very powerful. We're under the 618 level on SHIB, so this is typically around the area that I would start to accumulate an asset that I'm interested in holding. The 4-hour showing potential reversal on SHIB, but that would also depend on what's going to happen with the macro over the next couple of days likely. And now let's go check out the other big Dogecoin. Doge itself. So on the 4-hour, you can still see that there's some strong bullish divergence here. The MACD didn't form a higher high than here yet, so that's something that we're going to want to see. If we just extend this a little ways, yeah, it's looking like the RSI is going to either just touch that and bounce off or attempt to break. We'll see soon on there. So Doge is just absolutely floored, as I've been saying for the past couple of days. We're actually under the fib levels at this point, so this is one asset that I'm accumulating pretty heavy at the moment. It's not too often that you see something that's been mainstream and running as well as Doge and then just looks this floored. So if we are in for another pump on Doge this cycle, this is definitely levels that you'll want to be accumulating this asset at, in my opinion. Plus, we also have a 4-hour potential reversal signal showing, so twice the reason to potentially be accumulating this asset now. And if there's nothing else that you guys want me to take a look at tonight, I'll probably check out another asset or two and then call it a night. So VVS Finance is still looking absolutely floored. This is one asset that I'm extremely bullish on. It only came out the 15th of November. And this would be the main coin for Kronos chain, which would be Crypto.com's DeFi network. So with this, it would be the only coin that you can actually farm on the mines on Kronos with. So that right there gives this coin a lot of utility. So if Kronos ends up becoming big, which I'm expecting it to do, then that will be very bullish as well there. Oh. I think I'm going to call it a night, guys. Alright, have a good night, everyone. Talk to you tomorrow.